Sometimes on the Break It Down show, our job gets us to a place where we realize, God damn, life is good.
Refreshing.
Right on cue. Today, that spot is at Encinitas Ranch. It's a golf course, and it's gorgeous, and there's, you know, of course, the vistas of a golf course, but off in the distance, the deep blue Pacific.
Off behind us, all those lovely Southern California canyons with the houses rimmed around the outside, just gorgeous.
Yeah, and right inside the window, all those lovely Southern California girls who hang around golf courses.
Special note to the lovely Adrian, who's smoking hot and yet super nice.
Super, super nice. Taking good care of us. Anyway, today's guest, Johnny Walker. Before anything else, he's an American patriot, Iraqi born,
right,
and has been on, more SEAL missions than practically every SEAL.
You know, oftentimes I get to say, you will never in your life meet someone who's been on more combat patrols than me. Well, I can't say that today.
Wow.
Johnny has been on especially kinetic missions. I've been on a lot of missions where you're on a combat patrol. He's been on so many missions where you got trigger squeezers out there, and rightfully so. He's out there in active combat roles, and he's done it, I don't know, over 1,000 times.
Man.
Think about that.
Over 1,000 times. And what he's done out there is work as a translator to help our SEALs get things done on the ground. How long did he serve us as a translator over there, Pete?
Let me think. I'm going to guess he's going to say 2003 to 2009, maybe 10.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
So 6 to 7 years of really daily patrols.
Yeah, daily patrols, sometimes 2 a days. And I bet he can tell you, I can, 3 a days.
Yeah.
You're just like, we're going right back out.
Going right back out.
Or your one mission might be a 12-hour mission.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like 3 missions in one day.
And he served as translator to several SEAL teams.
Yeah.
He was, including Chris Kyle, American Sniper.
Yeah, and SEAL Team 6 was one of the teams that we both supported. So, you know, I mean, everybody knows their name. And listen, 6 isn't better than 1, isn't better than 2. He's worked with the best of the best. He's worked with Green Berets as well. That says a lot when he gets not only the trust to go out and translate for them, because that takes a big leap, because the guy can say anything he wants in Arabic, and no one's really going to know what he's saying.
Sure.
But they gave him weapons to be able to defend himself and be part of their fraternity.
The other thing that happened is that towards the end of his tenure as a translator, he began getting death threats.
No, not even towards the end. Right towards the beginning.
Oh.
Anybody who worked with the Americans was taking their lives into jeopardy. I can't tell you how many people that I used to know that are dead now because they worked with us, because they were friendly to us.
Wow. And Johnny let that stretch go for as long as he did. Well, eventually he got to the point where he had to get out of there.
Yes.
He had to get out of there.
He could not stay and live in that country. His family could not stay and live. They had to leave. And listen, rightfully so, he has earned his spot to come here to San Diego. And it's not all been easy.
So the friends that he had made along the way helped him create a path to get himself here. And now he lives in the United States, in San Diego. Beautiful San Diego. Today we happen to be at this golf course as a part of Encinitas Fire in their effort to help raise money for the Navy SEAL Fund. And the Navy SEAL Fund is a fund that helps SEALs after combat. Just helps team members who are in financial need.
Yeah, I mean, it could be educationally based. It could be financially based. They're trying to help guys out who need help. Chris Kyle's widow gets help actively from the Navy SEALs Fund.
And we're here for the fundraiser, and then Johnny's going to sit down with us in just a minute here.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about his life since the book has come out. He's a New York Times bestselling author. So he came here after he couldn't live in Iraq any longer.
Right.
Came to San Diego, wondered what he was going to do. His brothers who he made along the way promised him that, hey, you know, once you get to America, it's the land of opportunity. As hard as you work, as diligent as you put your nose to the grindstone, and we'll help, but you'll find something that's going to be lucrative for you, allow you to support your family. And ultimately, what he really wants is just the same thing everybody else wants, man. We want opportunity for our kids.
Yeah.
We want the ability to educate our kids so they have a great life, and the opportunity to contribute in a place where your community is going to support, you know, your family and raising a family the right way to do the right thing.
I should probably say this just to give some context to the listeners who aren't familiar with the special operations community. And I'm not a part of it, but I've worked with it quite a lot, so I know a good deal about it. They're a tight fraternity. You don't just show up and say, I'm Johnny Walker, I'm going to help you. You have to earn that. And then once you've earned it, you're in it, and you're in the fraternity, and there's no getting out of it. So as we walked around, and you saw this, you've met Johnny for the first time today as well, there's no shortage of SEALs wanting to come up and say hi, introduce themselves. I know so-and-so, and let them know that, hey, you're in the fraternity, and I recognize you,
Yeah. Just in the brief few minutes that we walked around with him when he showed up, I mean, it was one after another. I mean, this community is tight, and they're guys who put their lives on the line, and they support each other. And
yes.
So, there's a lot of professional affection going on for Johnny and what he's helped us do over there. And now that he's here, he's American, man. He's American as it gets.
His kids are American, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They've been here long enough now that they've taken on the culture.
They got Apple IDs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're texting their friends.
Yeah, they're playing Xbox.
They got Xbox.
Yeah, they got Xbox identities. Yeah, man, he's earned everything that's coming to him. He's saved American lives. He's saved Iraqi lives, The world has fewer bad people in it because of Johnny Walker. For that reason alone.
Yeah. He's put his neck on the line, and there's fewer bad people in the world. And for that level of sacrifice and that level of commitment, he's as American as anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, he's a friend of mine, and partly because we're in that fraternity together. And I will tell you, if
he saved your ass,
absolutely, and I've saved his. We have been in a moment. He and I have been in a moment together where death was certainly a possible outcome in the very immediate future. I can't.
You're really not telling the story. Is it that you can't tell the story, or is it because you're not telling the story?
Yeah. Well, so the story's in the book.
Death is very possibly in the immediate future. That's a lot different than saying, there's an automatic weapon pointed at Johnny's face.
Yeah.
The safety is clearly off, and there's a finger not outside of the trigger guard.
Right. And I'm the one with the submachine gun in my hand pointing at him, trying to figure out how we're going to get out of this mess. And we got out of it. And luckily, it was no big deal.
Good gracious, because the mess was going to start with Johnny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it's horrible. You're trying to make
your reaction to kill the bad guy would have been
throwing rounds,
him showing himself as the bad guy because he shot Johnny.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's a horrible reality when you realize you've got to make right now a decision where you reach a point and there's no going back. And that happens every day in combat. That does. You have to be ready to elevate to 11 and then sustain 11 until everything's over, and then you go right back down to 2 and you chill out. And Johnny lived that for years. Crazy stories. You really have to read his book. It is so compelling how dangerous his life was.
The book is called Codename Johnny Walker.
That's right.
And it's written by Johnny.
Yeah.
And with the help of Jim DeFelice, who is an author. Boy, he's a New York Times bestselling author many times over.
Yeah, partnered with a lot of people you've heard of.
He partnered on Codename Johnny Walker, of course. He partnered on American Sniper with Chris Kyle.
And that movie comes out on Christmas.
Wow, with Bradley Cooper in it.
Yeah.
I mean, he also has worked with the likes of Dick Marcinko and put the book together with Johnny, and it's beautifully crafted, well-constructed book, told in the voice of...
It's Johnny's voice.
The guy who lived it, and it's sincere.
And the thing is Johnny's, obviously, his second language, or one of his other languages, is English. So when you read it, you can read that these are his words. It's the grammar's not bad, but how he says certain things. Jim has just delicately placed in. He's just made the language clearer.
Right.
But it's Johnny's words that come through. Yeah.
And you can tell that it's a guy whose sentiment is forced through some words that maybe we don't deliver in the order that we deliver them.
Right.
Typically.
Yeah. And then, the cultural difference in how he relates his story. I just find it fascinating. One, because I love Johnny and I want to do everything I can to help him. But two, because you don't hear this story.
Yeah. And full disclosure, Pete's in the book.
Yeah, I'm in the book.
We can't tell you who he is.
Yeah.
But he's in the book.
I'm in the book. And Johnny's been on the show before, on our old radio show.
Yeah, Johnny was on our old radio show, the Midweek Mash, and we were the very first stop on his book press tour.
That tells you how close we are, right there.
Very first stop.
So I guess I can tell you another story about Johnny. He was being hunted. I mean, literally. I mean, people were trying to find him and kill him, and he lives in he lives in Mosul. If you've heard about Mosul, the ISIS guys have been up there, and they've been very active. And at the time, every day there'd be people dead in a ditch, beheaded, whatever. And these guys are the guys that are hunting Johnny, and he's like, I need money for a gun. And what do you say to that? You say, yes.
Okay.
All right, let me get you some money. I got him a raise. because he wasn't getting paid nearly enough. He wasn't even aware of that. And I'm like, dude, listen. And I'm going to say at the time, and this is off of memory from 10 years ago almost, but he was getting paid about $500 a month.
A month?
A month. I went in and said, hey, this guy needs to get paid more money. And I had a little bit of pull with those guys because I did a lot of favors for him. So they're like, well, all right, we can give him $750. So $750 doesn't sound like anything, and it wasn't. But it was twice what he had before. It was a substantial raise.
Well, it's a 50% raise.
Yeah.
Imagine if you got a 50% raise.
Now think about this.
That's good enough to change a few things.
Yeah, this guy's going out and putting his life on the line.
And he's making $750 a month.
There's dudes making twice that in a day out there. Doing dangerous things, but safer and not nearly as frequent.
Well, not nearly as frequent, and because he's from there, he's known there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can come in, do dangerous things, and then disappear if you're an American.
There were interpreters that I worked with, and this is not uncommon at all. This is actually very normal. Maybe half, maybe a little less than half, interpreters that would be from a whole different part of Iraq, but they would still wear a mask every day when they went out because they didn't want anybody to see them. That's how much they feared for their safety.
Sure.
Johnny didn't do that. Johnny was like, let them come. He'd say, let them motherfuckers come.
Yeah.
And, boy, you want to talk about a vendetta. You go after anybody's family in Iraq like that, and a hard guy like Johnny Walker's there, you better be ready.
Yeah.
Because 11 ain't going to cut it.
Wow.
Yeah. No joke. He's intense. And the guys that were hunting him are the same people that are doing the nonsense right now in Iraq.
Yeah.
The same people. They try to intimidate. And they try to chop off heads, and they try to terrorize the world, it's working.
Yeah. Well, listen, without further ado, we're proud to bring you this episode to break it down from the Encinitas Ranch Golf and Country Club, Johnny Walker.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah. No kidding.
I have no
idea. So, Duke, will you tell us how you know Johnny? Give us a little background.
Are we recording? Or?
Yeah,
we are recording.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah. So before we record, though, just know that if we get into some subject matter and you decide in the next couple of days, like, maybe we shouldn't, just call us. We'll take it out.
We'll take it out.
Yeah. I know Johnny through one of Johnny's best friends, a guy we call Drago, through the teams. Just a background story on Drago. Most team guys are pretty hard, but Drago is basically harder than a fucking coffin nail. The guy, he was in Poland up until he was about, 28, 27?
27.
Yeah, he spent a few years over there in a Polish gulag prison because he was pretty much preaching anti-communism. Came over to America, got his citizenship, went through SEAL training at 32.
Whoa.
Wow.
SEAL training almost killed me at 18.
Yeah.
And, he's a great guy. He ran with Johnny over in the Gulf a lot. You guys, did you run with anyone more than Drago? I mean, you were with him a bunch, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
With Drago.
And Drago kind of recruited me initially to be a board member for the Navy SEAL Fund, which is why we're here today.
Right.
And stuff just started taking off with me, and I was doing a bunch of campaigns, and then he asked me to take over the presidency. And then he came to me, 4 or 5 months ago and told me about Johnny. So we started a Johnny Walker campaign, and we're still working on it. I mean, it's a work in progress. We're trying to get Johnny's family out of country and trying to help him, just get in and assimilate to regular American life and get him a good job and hook him up. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's a lot of work. So,
it is a lot of work.
So that's how I know Johnny. Through Drago.
Hey, just out of curiosity, I ask this question a lot of guys from the special operations community. What's the hardest school you went to?
There is no school harder than Bud's.
Oh, yeah, that's the hardest one.
Yeah. There's no question.
Yeah.
I mean, I know guys that have gone through all of them. And, and I know Special Forces guys that have gone through Bud's. I know, Air Force pararescue guys that have gone through crossed over inter-service transfers.
Right.
They all say Bud's is hands down the hardest.
How come?
The instructors are sadistic sons of bitches. The trials, in the school, the techniques have been proven. But I'll tell you what the worst thing is. Everyone thinks we're out here in San Diego and the weather's nice.
Yeah.
That Pacific Ocean.
Cold.
The cold will get anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that has any mental weakness,
right?
They're going to figure it out with cold.
Wow.
I mean, you can get tortured with that cold water. You just can't even believe the thing.
And it's going to expose whatever.
Absolutely. It's going to find that chink in your armor.
Can you tell him how many guys enjoy to the buds and how many graduate? How many guys graduate?
So my class, I went through in 96 in February. in February was when we had Hell Week, and Hell Week is when you stay awake basically all week long. Starts Sunday night, and you stay awake until Friday afternoon, nonstop.
Holy shit.
Yeah, running around with 100-pound boats on your head, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, doing obstacle courses. A lot of mental games where they're just trying to make you quit. You know,
Yeah.
you got good cop, bad cop. These guys know what they're doing.
Their job is to weed out and break guys.
Well, there's money on it. I mean, these guys they want to have the most guys quit, and they want to be responsible for that, because if these guys can't handle Bud's training, there's no way they're going to handle the job for real.
Right.
You know? Because when you're in Bud's, the day's going to end. You
Right,
know?
right.
But when you're in country,
Yeah.
the bad guy doesn't sleep.
Nope.
The bad guy is he's used to that environment,
Yeah.
and he wants to kill you 24
Right.
hours a day.
Yep.
So it's twice as bad.
His stability is instability.
Exactly.
And we have to get used to that. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It is a motherfucker.
So
It is.
we started with 200, and we finished. My class had 16 originals.
Wow.
So 16 out of
16
200.
out of 200.
Yeah. And
Wow.
probably out of those 200, probably 10,000 guys applied. To get
What's the attrition from that 16?
I'm going to say out of those 16 guys that graduated Buds, probably 14 made it all the way.
Yeah. I mean, there's still demands beyond that. And they even just maintaining the status is tough physically, you know, because
Absolutely.
people break.
Yeah.
That's a 93% failure rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that high. Everyone breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a guy that's not broken.
It's like, and I've not been to scuba school, but like the thing I hear about scuba school is accepting that you're going to die in the pool.
Absolutely.
You know? And as you accept that, all right, now you're going to be all right. You know, we're not going to let you really die, but
But you have to come to
yeah,
accept
there's
it.
no thrashing about.
Right.
It's straight to the bottom.
Well, that is 100% the mentality that you have to have. You know, my dad was a career military officer, and we were talking the day before I started, and he was driving away, and I said, "Dad, you're going to see me leave this place in two ways: on graduation day or in a coffin."
Yeah.
And when guys talk to me about what their mindset needs to be, I just say that you're
That's
either
the
going to
only
make
way
it
to-
or you're going to die.
Right.
So
Same thing translates to the operational battlefield too. You know, you have to be prepared. Look, you know, you feel bad for folks that get in a really bad situation and end up on TV with their heads getting cut off. But you have to have made the decision before then that
That's
won't-
gonna happen.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And the only way to prevent that is to bring hell.
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people over there that hasn't gone through their minds. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not common training.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. So that's some heavy stuff to start out with.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's lighten it up.
Yeah.
Out of the gate.
Yeah.
If you like the show,
And you know you do.
send us some pictures of your boobies.
Don't do that. Support the show.
There are 3 ways you can support us.
Number 1, go to iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And leave a 5-star rating and review.
It helps with the show metrics and helps us get better placement. Number 2,
Visit our website.
www.breakitdownshow.com.
We've got an Amazon and an eBay link.
Same Amazon, same eBay, you know and love, but they give us a little kickback when you get to their site from ours. And number 3, leave comments about the shows that you like. We want to know what you think, how you feel.
Tell us how to make the show better. We greatly appreciate it.
Now back to the show.
We like boobies.
So, Johnny, you got a New York Times bestseller on your hands. Your life is good, huh?
Fucking living my dream
Yeah.
every day, every second. Yeah.
So how
Life is
has
good.
life changed? Let's talk about how life changed when you moved here. What was it like transitioning to your life in San Diego?
I mean, there is not enough vocabulary to describe the transaction.
Yeah.
Like from hell to heaven.
Right.
One day, one night.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that for compliment. No,
Yeah.
this is my really feeling. Like one day, me and my kids, we hiding.
Yep.
We have AK, we have a grenade.
Right.
Next day, I'm walking with my son, in that time 5 years old,
Right.
to Target
You're walking
in
to Target.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And
Down the street.
And I have no idea why I go to Target.
Right.
And I bought T-shirt XXX large. I never fucking wear that shirt.
Wow.
I just want to feel I am here.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I pay money. I still remember $20.
Yeah.
I just look like, fuck, I'm proven to myself. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm good to go, you know? This kind of feeling, I mean, for a lot of people, they don't.
It's taken for granted.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
For me, it look like this walking with my son is heaven.
Yeah.
You can walk down the street without mortars launching at you.
No one like
That's
threatening
most
you.
people don't think about that.
Yeah, no one like came to you and want to kill your son, torture your son in front of you. All this kind of Hollywood movie drama. It's there overseas.
You know, Hollywood movie drama is perfect too, because you got on an airplane, kind of like an Argo, when they're like, "Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it?" And then finally they take. You lived that. Yep. Am I really on this airplane? Is this airplane really going to go to America? And it did.
So, first airplane from Baghdad to Jordan. This is the huge risky one because I have a lot of information in my mind.
Right.
I have all the bullshit secret SEALs things in my mind.
Yeah.
And my concern is if the airport officer, intelligent Iraqis, Iranian, catch me, how long can I be able to handle the information until they use...
Until they break you.
Yeah. You know? So I talk with the guys, SEALs, of course, and maybe this is the first time you guys know about it. So the SEALs, they dress civilian.
Yep.
And they go to the airport. And they surround all the sensitive places. In case if they want to capture me, they just cannot risk me.
Yeah.
So everything awesome. We moved, and that day is dust everywhere. We moved to Jordan.
So this is the vulnerable leg of the trip.
Yep.
Once you get to Jordan, you know that the worst part is behind you.
50%, I'm safe now.
Wow.
But I keep it, you know, I mean, Jordan's a good country, but you never know what is
You never know
happen.
who's there. It's just proximity.
Yeah.
So you go from, you're not safe, to, okay, I'm halfway there.
Until I get the plane to Chicago. And I took 2 shots.
Yeah?
Yeah. First thing I did, I told the
stewardess?
Yeah. Hey,
flight attendant?
Can I have 2 shots?
Yep.
She says, no, you can't have only one. I told it to me and my wife.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. My wife, she never drink in her life.
So you got your 2 shots.
And just look at to my kids and look at to the people. I'm equal now. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
No one want to kill me, you know?
Yeah.
And
did you accompany Johnny, Duke, on that?
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
With the tough part of the trip behind you, you're on your way to Chicago now and almost home free. When you get to Chicago, how long did you stay there?
One night, and next night we take the airplane to San Diego.
Okay, so you essentially came straight to San Diego.
Yep.
And you had friends waiting.
Oh, SEALs with uniform, and this look like they make me feel I'm so proud.
Waited at the airport.
Yeah.
Wow.
With uniform, you know, and this look like in front of my kids, because my kids, they have no idea who I work with.
Yeah, he got the full parade.
Wow.
The full homecoming Johnny Walker parade.
No kidding.
And, you know, Tushin? Jason Tushin?
Yeah.
So Tush, he is somewhere outside San Diego, and he hear I'm in San Diego. So when he hear that, he just cry.
Wow.
He is Master Chief. He is one of the badass guy, and he started crying.
Now the Master Chief, for the casual listener, the Master Chief is he's kind of the guy who runs the squad, right?
Yeah, kind of on a bigger level though. Master Chiefs they run the team. So there's enlisted guys and there's officers.
Okay.
The Master Chief is the highest enlisted rank you can get.
So
you have a platoon chief, which is a couple ranks lower than a Master Chief, and he runs the squad. And a Master Chief, typically you only have 1 or 2 at a SEAL team, and they kind of run all the enlisted guys.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's an incredible amount of responsibility. In the teams, there's probably only less than 40 Master Chiefs total.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal to make Master Chief.
And so for the Master Chief to be relieved that you arrived, I mean, you've earned the respect of the whole team from the stem to stern.
I mean, he can answer this question. Because for me, I have one simple thing. They are my family.
Yeah.
And I think they trust me like brother.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, when we got here today and we were looking for you, you showed up, we saw a lot of guys come up and greet you, and, you know,
we have family.
You got a lot of warm greetings.
Yeah, they know. Yeah.
So it definitely shows.
Duke brings up a great point, though. You got these guys.
Imagine this greeting if I am in Iraq.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
The greeting's a little different.
And it's almost unheard of. We're very, I know there's a lot of books and movies and you see a lot of it on the news, but in truth, most of us are very quiet, secretive. We don't allow anyone into our little circle.
Sure.
That's exactly what I was going to go. Yeah.
And it's because we know what we
You have to be protective of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for us, to call Johnny part of the brotherhood, and most guys consider him, all the guys actually consider him to be equal to us SEALs. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's never happened before, actually.
Wow.
Never. So.
And I can attest to that, because as a guy that's had to earn his way in and earn a seat on missions and everything, and I've been to Talifar with SEALs and watched Spectre gunship go in and fuck things up. I was never what Johnny is. And I was like, hey, there's Pete. They liked me. They had me a beer, but I'm not part of the brotherhood. And I've done a lot of crazy ass shit. So that's how important his impact is with these guys, because they don't fuck around, and neither does Johnny.
So one of the things, I have kind of conversation with rich guy.
Okay.
So long story short, I told him, I'm rich more than you. He says, what are you talking about? You're looking for a job, and you told me you're rich more than me. I told him, yeah, and I have a proof. Go to any SEALs. Tell him, do you trust Johnny Walker? Any SEALs.
Yeah.
They will say, yeah, he's my brother. I trust him in my family. And you go and tell him, my name, I have $1 billion. Do you trust me? He says, fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
when it comes down to it, our currency is our name, right?
Yeah.
And
this is big honor.
Well, I never ran with Johnny over there. And I had never met Johnny until 5 months ago. Yeah. And all it took was one call from Drago, and he explained it to me, and that was that. That was it. That was it. All I needed, just one word. That's all you need from any of those guys. They can just call you up.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I've never met the guy before in my life. In fact, there's team guys here I've never met before, but if something went south, I'd trust all those guys with my life in a heartbeat.
Sure.
I'd know exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah.
We'd all be online in half a second.
Right. Wow.
It is incredible watching that.
It's pretty
process
nuts. Yeah.
So now let's talk about the life that you led up to the writing of the book. You're here. You're enjoying yourself. Maybe you don't have a whole lot of money, but you're safe. Your kids are in school.
So before we go to that, to the dream.
Yeah.
So when I started write the book, they told me to write the book, and they says you should tell your story.
Yeah.
Chris Kyle, he's the one who was helping me with Jim DeFelice and the publisher company. God bless him. And when I start the book, I have one condition with the publisher. I'm not going to publish the book until I let 3 team guys look at it.
Yeah.
Review it. Cancel, delete, whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, I'm not American citizen, so I'm not under law of the publisher or of United States. I can write whatever I want.
Yeah.
So when we finished the book, I sent it to Abu Sam, Master Chief Tots, and another one. And all of them, they read it and they says, Johnny, thank you. It's good to go.
Wow.
One of them, I have kind of long conversation with him. He says, I never read book about Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
Because this is not how we build. This is not how we grow up the SEALs. But when we talk, he says, you know what? I want to keep your book to my kids to read it.
Wow.
So it's big things.
The book really is incredible. That point of view, I've never read a book. I've read a lot of books, never read that book.
Yeah, but not a single edit, not one omission, not one, hey, not this part.
Because it's a free book. That's why you read it.
Look at
And that's pretty unheard of.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad blood about all the books.
Sure.
There's a lot of guys that think that they've come out way too soon.
Yeah.
And for Johnny to put those out, or to put it out to those guys and them not have any problems with it it's pretty special.
Yeah. Well, it's
an amazing story.
Now that it's out and a lot of people have read it, has anybody had any feedback that was negative about what's in there?
Not that I've heard.
Yeah. So the whole community embraces.
For me, what I care about all the opinion. For me, I care about SEALs community.
Yeah.
All the SEALs community so far.
Well, there's always going to be some feedback that you don't care about, some bullshit that comes back.
It's history.
Really you were able to capture it with a perspective that says, here's what happens out there, here's what happened to me, and all of the guys in the community, in the SEAL community, have said, yeah.
And really, the last two big SEAL books didn't get that. They got criticism.
Sure.
And Johnny has escaped that because it's what he's done. Everybody recognizes as righteous because none of us want to have that lived that story. It's fascinating, but Jesus Christ, he's hunted.
But it is, it's some shit. Tell us about how your life has changed, grown, improved, hopefully, since you became a New York Times bestseller.
You know, the big deal to me is I'm safe, me and my kids, you know?
Yeah.
Living my dream, try to do the right things, try to raise my kids, but at the end of the day, I feel I'm raising myself.
Right.
Because back in Iraq, I have no time. I spent 8 months with the guys, 6 months, and I take leave for 10, 15 days. So I miss this part of my kids' life.
Yeah.
So right now, it looks like I'm focusing on my kids' life. Sometime I told my wife, I told her, you know what? I think I'm raising myself.
Sure.
I'm missing a lot of things.
For the first time, you get to experience these things.
Yep.
Well, that's not what I was after. What I was after was, Jesus, Johnny, you got some money rolling in. I think rounds are on you.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think.
But apparently having a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
It doesn't always.
Still no.
Like Duke and Drago, they helped me with money.
Yeah.
To send it to my family back in Mosul, to help them to move them from there.
Yeah.
And also they helped me with try to connect with Duncan Hunter to make the process faster to my family.
Yeah.
And also they try, this look like mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mission 1, mission 2, mission 3.
There's a lot of them.
So mission 3, find job to Johnny.
Okay.
So if anyone's listening out here.
Yeah. Do your thing. Promote that because it's important what you're doing, not just for Johnny, but for Chris Kyle and everybody else that you guys are involved with. Let's talk about let's pay the bills.
We have multiple campaigns out there. Johnny Walker, we're helping Chris Kyle's wife out, who everyone knows, was sued by Ventura, which is I can't even start to explain how awful that is. I don't even know what kind of human does that. And especially, he was part of the Brotherhood.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. He's out there, but if he's listening. If he drops that whole suit, I think we would let him back at least into communication. If he doesn't, he's ousted. I mean, we're dropping him. Yeah.
Yep. Big time.
And it takes a lot to do that.
Yeah.
Who sues a widow of one of the most heroic sons of bitches to ever walk this earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we have multiple campaigns. Our fund is called the Navy SEAL Fund. And the last 14 years have been exceptionally hard on us. Guys are running every night, 365 days a year, and our casualties have been really high just because we're getting, the guys are seeing a lot of work. The collateral damage of that is there's a lot of widows. There's
a lot of widows 60, and a lot of kids left behind.
There's 60 plus widows that all have families, and the truth is they get swamped initially when their husbands die,
right?
But a couple years later, the government kind of forgets about them. That big machine, it doesn't really have time to focus on individuals anymore.
Right.
And it's really tragic, because this guy,
sacrificed his life.
He sacrificed his life, but he was also sending his kids to school and putting food on the table, and that just disappears. You can't expect a mom to just leave her kids at home and go to work.
Yeah.
So we try and help them assimilate back into normal society as fast as they can. If that means we pay their college bills, their tuition, we've kept moms from losing their homes. We've sent widows to school. We have legacy funds for the kids.
Yeah.
It's nonstop. It really is. I get requests once a week from another family or guys with PTSD that need help. It's just, like I said, the last 14 years have been really rough on our community. The operational tempo that those guys put us through it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the operational tempo, and it's beyond heroic what these guys do, and not just the guys that don't come back alive. There's wrecked lives all over the place, and I'm sure you guys have to deal with a lot of that too.
We do all the time. Yeah, it's not the operational tempo is not sustainable,
right?
And we're starting to feel it. We're starting to feel the effects right now, but it's just the tip. Tip of the spear that we're feeling. It's going to be really bad. Yeah, especially. Yeah, with the PTSD and the traumatic brain injuries.
Sure.
They don't know what's going on with these guys.
Right.
These guys, it's I talked with our doc, the Group 1 Special Warfare Unit doc, and he said getting blown up in one of these IEDs with all our body armor and our Kevlar helmets on is equivalent to 250 concussions at once.
Jesus.
So you can't reverse that kind of. You can't reverse that kind of brain damage. Yeah, and the side effects are really, really sad. Paranoia, psychosis.
Yeah, I've got PTS. I so many times you can only be on the edge of death so many times without paying a cost for that.
Yeah,
and you're right. The concussion from those things, and this is just a real quick war story, but I saw a kid, like maybe 19 years old, dead, didn't even get hit by anything. Just the force of the blast took his life. You know?
Oh yeah,
and that's not uncommon. So well, thank you for doing what you're doing, because I know that's not easy work.
It's not. It's hard. It consumes my life, but it needs to be done.
Well, today we're here at the Encinitas Ranch Golf Course, and the event that we're here with you today is the Encinitas Firefighters, Local 3787, helping to raise money for the Navy SEAL Fund, so we appreciate that. And it looks like a really successful day.
Yeah, we sold out. We had a bunch of professional athletes here. We had some Padres and some Chargers.
Nice.
Terrific.
Some professional surfers. Randy Jones, I don't know if that name rings a bell. He's a Cy Young winner.
Sure.
The top 3 teams get to go play in the Randy Jones Invitational.
Nice.
And then if you win that, you get flown out in a Gulf Stream to Pebble Beach. And the winner of that wins $10,000 for our charity.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'll have to hook us up with the link to put it on the website.
Absolutely.
So that people can have a chance to reach out. Because, one of the things, as someone who served as a civilian, as a service member, I believe our civilian friends aren't sure how to support. They put out flags. How do I support somebody? And this is the way you do it. You help.
Absolutely.
Shit heroes.
Yeah. Well, it's easy. NavySealsFund.org.
NavySealsFund.org.
Yeah. If you put in .com, it's going to take you there.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe we went to a porn site or something.
They will help you with no question.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. If you go to NavySealsFund.org and you're looking to support the Navy SEALs Fund, then absolutely do, whatever you can. Read all the information. And
Duke
I was going to ask,
Johnny's Black.
I am drinking the Black
Are you
Label.
going to drink that, you motherfucker? Because that's a double, and you're letting the ice melt into it. Get to work. There we go.
Johnny Walker.
That's what we're
that's
talking
amazing.
about. So,
you can read our mission statements. You can see the campaigns that we're doing.
Yeah.
It's easy to donate. One thing that I can say about my nonprofit, or our nonprofit, most can't, is that we have no paid staff. We do it all for free. So if you give us $1,
good grief.
If you give us $1, 99% of it goes to charity.
yeah, that's $1 to the fund.
Yeah, we use that 1% to pay an accountant to do our taxes, because we want Big Brother off our back. Otherwise, one of us dumbasses would try to do the taxes, and it would just be a nightmare. Yeah, you don't want us doing numbers.
No.
Even NavySealsFund.org has to get an accountant to do the damn taxes.
We need to get you guys a pro bono accountant.
I think so. Yeah, if anyone's out there, hit me up.
So if you're an accountant and a patriot, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have an organization, because you have a nonprofit org that has no paid positions. Your taxes are pretty easy.
They're pretty easy, but a lot of money is dispersed in a lot of different ways, and we do charities through different companies. We have auctions, so it's actually not as straightforward as you would think it.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not a breeze and an afternoon, but for an accountant,
it's a breeze.
It's
And having a CPA sign that off just takes our chances of getting audited. And the sad thing is there's a lot of fraudulent charities out there.
Yeah.
And we are not one. I mean, I think we're the highest rated on Charity Navigator, Charity Star. We're 5-star, AAA, the whole 9 yards.
NavySealFund.org.
Yeah, that's how you
go
support.
there, everybody.
Yeah,
out there.
Yeah, no donation is too small. It's all going to go to kids, families, and widows.
Yeah. Well, you've got our support. We'll do everything we can to
appreciate it, gents.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put a link on the site.
Absolutely.
So
promote that.
What else you want to talk about, Johnny? How has your life softened up now?
He's a handsome son of a bitch.
He is, man. Look, he's moisturized.
He gets better looking every day.
I have my brother talking.
Get in the microphone.
So I have my brother talking.
Yeah.
Covering everything. So
right.
I need to shut my fucking mouth.
Yeah, while you're shutting your mouth, you're not drinking.
Because I want to drink Johnny Walker.
Are they making a movie yet? I know there's rights controlled.
Hey guys, if you like what you're hearing right now, check out Johnny's book. It's called Codename Johnny Walker, and it's available right on our Amazon link. Go to our homepage, click on the Amazon banner, do all your Amazon shopping there, buy a copy of Johnny's book. We know you'll love it.
Okay, hopefully from now to 6 months, we can start the movie. Hopefully.
Who's got the rights?
Who's going to play Johnny Walker?
Oh, Jesus.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, probably.
There's no fucking ugly
He's
like
not,
me.
He's not as handsome as you are, but probably Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to bring you Drago.
Who's going to play
With
me?
his fucking accent. Out.
Who's going to play me, Johnny?
No one.
That's right. I'm playing me.
Yeah. You can
like
play
it.
that.
Yeah. Seriously, Johnny, I would love to think of people who could play you. And you're a unique character, man.
So-
if somebody's going to take that on, they got some work cut out for them.
Let me be honest with you. If you compare me to any actor,
Yeah.
I will be the ugly motherfucker.
Well, that's true. That's
Anyone
true.
he's came is going to be fucking
But it's a movie.
good advantage to me,
Right.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I got to call horse shit on that one. Every time Johnny takes a selfie, with the American flag back,
Yeah.
I see on Facebook, oh, you're so handsome, Johnny.
Yeah.
Shut up, Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You do get a lot of that feedback, but that's just
Yeah.
part of the process.
He's a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When women say something good, what can I say, you know?
Yes.
Life
you
with
say
no
yes.
woman like fucking ISIS run our country. Fuck that shit.
How about, I say maybe Al Pacino. We'll put Al Pacino on a stack of phone books. He can play Johnny.
It's not fair for him.
Yeah.
Whatever he was, I have only one message on the movie. And this is like from my experience. No one give a shit about your religion.
Let's talk about that. Because one of the things that bothers me, man, because I've gotten to know you a little bit, the generalization that we hear perpetuated in the media out there about how the problem is Islam. That no other religion out there is doing the bad things. But then you're here.
I'm not going to be the wise guy over here, but
Yeah.
just like give you hints. If you look at the history,
Uh-huh.
every time there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like 200 years ago in Europe,
Yeah.
what happened? A lot of innocent people killed by name of God.
Yeah.
Now, by name of God, Muslim, they killed a lot of people. I'm not defend Muslim. I'm not defend Christian. I'm not defend Jewish.
Yeah.
I'm saying people, they use in religion name
Right.
to reach to the point. And also there is politic agenda
Yeah.
behind that.
And every religion at some
And
point is capable of doing it.
For me, I love all the religions.
Okay.
I love everything peaceful. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to get involved with, like, Islam is violent religion.
Yeah.
Okay, it's violent. It's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know? But how I can treat my kids to be Muslim but not violent.
Okay.
Let me tell you one of the story. So we live in somewhere in San Diego.
Uh-huh.
And my son, he have a new friends. They want to take him to the mosque. And he asked me, Dad, can we go to the mosque so we can clean and do some good stuff to God? Told him, yeah, why not? But you cannot do this shit for God. He says, yeah. I told him, okay, let's do it, me and you. So I took him to outside my house to the street.
Yeah.
And we started cleaning the trash from the street. I told him, if there's God,
Why not start here?
if there's God on the mosque,
Uh-huh.
why I need middleman to
Right.
reach me to the God?
Yes.
So
He's
he-
here. He's everywhere.
You know, I'm
Sure.
going to take the credit from him directly.
Uh-huh.
So this kind of things I want to raise my kids.
Okay.
So religion, whatever you think,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, what do you believe is right?
Yeah.
So,
And how you raise your kids.
yeah. Like
And you
when
raise them to do right.
when I work with the SEALs,
Yeah.
5 years, I'm supposedly to be the translator.
Uh-huh.
I work more than that. I have my M4. Guys, they sleep, and they put me in rotation to
Yeah.
watch them. And no one asked me, Johnny, you are Muslim.
Nope.
Or no one tell me, Johnny, how we cannot trust you. No.
They said, Johnny, it's your watch. We're going
I
to sleep.
I just give him hard time
If they
using
need-
advantage
if
from
they-
Muslim.
Yeah, if they needed to ask, you wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
so my point is, warrior destiny. We just met. We try to do the right things. Hopefully.
There you have it.
The truth.
Yeah. You mentioned that the movie rights are out there, and you're hoping that somebody gets to work on it in the next few months. And these things tend to happen in a timeline that's pretty quick because they want to take advantage of the popularity of the book.
It's almost done deal with company called 28 Entertainment. in L.A.
So
maybe within 6 months they can start the movie. Hopefully.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And
then we really do have to debate who's going to play Johnny.
So this is the first media I told about it.
And once again, another world exclusive.
Another world exclusive.
'Cause we had the
we
first-
break a lot of news with
Yeah.
Johnny.
I like it.
We actually were the first ones to get Johnny with his book tour.
If you put a lot of Navy SEAL fundraiser, yes, you can put that.
All right. Well, we definitely support Navy SEALs.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely, man. 100%.
that. Yeah.
Just let you know, guys, something. I don't like to talk about myself. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of embarrassing. So those people, they just give without taking, and they don't give a shit. They believe in you,
Yeah.
and they will support you.
Yeah.
And they don't. I never met Duke in my life. When I talk with him, hey, what the fuck is going on, bro? Nada, bro. What happened? And shit.
It was just like that.
Family, I swear to God.
Yeah.
And ask him. And they said something, I don't know,
Wow.
to support.
Yeah. Yeah,
We got to
gone.
keep that one on the down low.
It's gone.
Those ISIS bastards are
Yeah.
slimy.
Yeah. What do you think about the ISIS situation in your native country?
Why you ask me? Because I'm Muslim, you ask me all the sensitive question all the time. Ask him.
All right, Duke, what do you think about ISIS after all the time, after this op tempo that you and I have suffered?
Yeah.
And I don't know, because one of my jobs was to talk to people and get the sentiment and understand what was going on, what the effect was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've stood by special operation guys as they teach and train police how to shoot and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we uproot and leave. And I think we all knew probably early.
Yeah.
So now it's come through. Everything that the Iraqi people I talked to had said, there's going to be a war, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. It wasn't hard to figure that out.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts on that whole process, the whole thing going on?
You know, it's a tough scenario. We definitely left early, and now we're paying for it in a bad way.
Right.
Or they're paying for it. We're not paying for it. But
Thanks,
we
Obama.
we look really bad over there, and those guys they're complete psychopaths. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about guys that were kicked out of AQ or kicked out of Al Qaeda.
Right.
You know, because they were too fundamental.
Right.
You know, I mean, and they're going around crucifying people, cutting people's heads off that aren't doing what they want, and yeah, it's just a byproduct. It's a byproduct of leaving too early. What can we do? I don't know. It sucks. Should we have ever gone in the first place?
Too late for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely shouldn't have left that soon. Yeah. I mean, you can answer that question. Did we need to be there?
So, the question is not need or not. The question is, after we need to be there, what we can do?
Yeah.
Because as you know, and as I know, as a fact, in 2009, I live in Baghdad. I took my wife, I took my kids to different places in Baghdad having dinner.
Yeah.
No one stopped me. Yeah. And I'm Sunni.
Yeah.
I go to Shia neighborhood. No one give a shit.
Yeah.
Everyone happy.
Yeah.
So would you rather trade, there's a bunch of bad guys over there, obviously in 2007, 2008, everyone's fighting everyone. Would you rather have one really nasty guy, Saddam, one of the nastiest guys ever, or 8 different bad guys ruling different provinces?
I will agree with you.
I don't know. I want your perspective.
Yeah. Why I'm worried about 8 guys, let me worry about 1 guy.
Yeah.
Because 8 guys can be Christian, Sunni, Shia, Irani, Syri, American, whatever, you name it. So I have to follow all those people rules.
Yeah.
But 1 piece of shit guy, I know what he's doing,
Yeah.
So I can follow 1 rules. But the thing is, when we change Saddam, we should have a plan.
Yeah.
And the plan go to almost mission complete in 2009. Almost. I'm telling you, facts. And Baghdad is safe. Every month, you hear one time there's car bombs or there's ID. Yeah. It's fucking huge things. It's awesome, And like I told you, me and my kids, we go everywhere. But what happened when Obama ran the country?
Yeah.
He pulled the troops without Okay, how you can call it victory?
No.
It's not.
No, it wasn't.
It's not when you win the war.
I don't think
it's
anyone called it victory.
How you keep the victories on.
Yeah.
And right now, if you go anywhere and you told them, "Oh, do you see what we did in Iraq? We give them freedom." No. They're gonna say, "Fuck you." No, you give us nothing. You know.
What I've heard is basically 3 weeks after we pulled out, it was as if we were never there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Because
as if we never
3 weeks it took.
As if we never spent a single day there.
Duke,
yeah.
If United States, you are a professional guy. If you pull the power from this spot, should be another power fill that spot.
Well, we left guys in Germany. There's still guys in Korea.
Yeah.
But
you can't just bail.
But the difference is, like every time have his own condition. This time there is Iran. And there is Iran, there is Yemen. There is Yemen, there is Hezbollah. Hezbollah, there is Syria.
Yeah.
Syria, there's Turkish. Turkish, there is oil motherfucker shit in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So everyone has his own agenda, and Iran with nuclear weapon.
Yeah, sure.
And United States pulled the feed from Iraq. Who's going to cover that empty spot?
There's Johnny breaking
Iran.
it down right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not as simple as we shouldn't be here, let's leave.
And he didn't even throw Pakistan in the mix,
right.
Which to me is the scariest place on earth. So,
it is. That is a terrifying place. Yeah.
Yep.
Here comes the super fine Adrian
with beer.
Yeah.
She brings us beverages. You're so sweet. Thank you.
There we go.
Yes.
Doing it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Life
God
is
damn.
good.
Well, mostly we're glad you're here, man. We're really
And
glad.
thanks for the black label, Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
I don't want the scotch.
Shut up.
Okay.
You're Irish.
I'm gonna drink scotch.
Yeah. So
Did you call me Irish?
Yeah.
Okay. You are. So just for the listeners to understand, Johnny and I talk to each other, and oftentimes it's we're not the kindest to one another. Like I'll call him a big dumb son of a bitch, and also I call him a watermelon oftentimes, and he will return the favor and comment on my overall ugliness.
I heard you call him what was the word for watermelon?
Dipshy.
Dipshy. You called him a dipshy the other day.
Yeah.
I thought you said he was a dipshit.
No.
That's when I said, yeah. You remember when I said, but then I thought, and then I heard you call him a dipshit, but I didn't know that what that was.
We use it as passcode between me and you and him.
Yeah.
Like back in Iraq.
Yeah.
We using cell phones. So I told him, hey, if I start my conversation with you, dipshit, that's mean I'm alive.
Yeah.
No one using my phone.
Okay.
So if somebody talk to you, hey, I'm Johnny friend, blah, 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 bullshit. Don't fucking listen to him. Just hang up the phone.
You got to think about this. We have codes to let each other know
what's going on.
Yeah. Johnny would disappear for weeks at a time, and I didn't care because I wanted him to be alive. If he had to be gone, then that was cool by me.
Yeah.
You know? So we'll put him to work when it was time, but when it was time for him to take care of business and stay alive.
And he had to be gone for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a situation most people find themselves into. Johnny and I have had conversations about getting him a gun so he can go take care of business. And
that was a number of years that you lived on the edge like that.
Like
a good long time.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fun.
Man, the main reason I wanted to have you on, Johnny, is that a lot of Americans are here and there's a lot of rhetoric and a lot of, grandstanding and talk about how immigrants, goddamn immigrants got to stay away and all that stuff. People don't understand that some people earn their way here. Some people absolutely earn their way here. So I just wanted to expose any listener out there who might feel that way, have that sentiment to you, so they could say, oh, wait a minute, I got to rethink this because there are people out there who genuinely should be here. And that's you.
Thank you so much. And think about 17th century, 18th century when people came to the United States.
Yeah.
They have no media, they have no connection, they have nothing. And they just want to have the American dreams. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, the different, I have all the bullshit.
Yeah, man, seriously, America's a better place with you in it. And when you get citizenship, it's better with you as a citizen, for sure. And if anybody can say anything to anybody, it's you. You have absolutely done more than 99% of the Americans out there.
I have one concern about the American citizen things. It's not about paper you can write your name and they're going to give you the passport. It's about what you believe in your heart.
Yeah.
So it's fucking bullshit process. So whatever you have in your heart, you're Americans. Like when I'm teenager, my dream about country music, cowboy movie, John Wayne, I'm almost American. So it's national, international dream.
Wow.
1 point.
Yeah.
So that was Johnny Walker breaking it down. Thank you, man. We appreciate your opinions and the work you're doing, and we appreciate all the work you've done for us and our mission, and we're glad you're here.
Thank you, guys, and God bless you all.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for having me with you and give me the chance to talk with your audience, and hopefully you guys have an awesome time.
Now we got to go to your house and have some barbecue.
Oh, my gosh.
There we go.
Yes.
Doing it.